Hey, welcome back. So, when we last left off, Kepesk ate the bugs out of a sheep. That's really all the things important that happened last episode. However, alright, this song comes on every single time I start an episode.
It's kind of great, though.
It's a good song. I love this one. This is my favorite one. But, anyway. Gang. Anyway, as we rejoin now, after having investigated the scene of the crime of the missing child of Joseph Harper and his wife, they scaled the wall, Kepesk did, as the rest are joining now as the Orion attempted to just
I'm sorry.
Just chuck it. Throw it. Alright, as Orion tried to climb the fence that Kepesk found himself in after having scaled the wall, it didn't work. Kepesk tried to help. The fence got destroyed. There wasn't an animation for it, so he just defaulted to T-pose. As some of the sheep are beginning to head towards you guys and beginning to work.
Are my legs under him?
You could roll out of the way pretty easily.
No, I mean under Orion. How am I?
Not in a restraining way.
Okay, I'm gonna just kind of shove him off and roll.
Okay. You roll. You stand up.
I'm gonna try and
I want to
catch
put
the first
myself
sheep.
in the way.
Okay.
I can.
I want to actually
grab.
keep up.
It's gonna be like a second or two before it gets to you. Anyone doing anything in that time?
Is the fence broken or just fallen?
It's fallen down.
Okay, I'm gonna go over and try to pick it up so that we can maybe mend it.
Okay. Let's see. Seeing what you're doing, Argon rushes over and is going to help you. Make a strength check with advantage.
It's 17.
17. As you kind of run over, you have to push some of Orion's flailing invisible back limbs out of the way. As you just kind of lift up the fence as Argon kind of reaches around underneath your armpits and just kind of pulls with you. As you lift the post that was holding it up, and it kind of settles back into place as the sheep kind of come
Am
up
I on the outside or the inside?
begin to circle. They still come to you. You can still catch the sheep.
I thought I was on the outside.
No, you're on the inside.
Well, I'm still gonna catch the sheep.
Okay, make a strength check.
I just kind of wanted to. 12.
Natural one. As the sheep just kind of and basically runs into your open arms as you just kind of like a bear trap, just hug down.
We shouldn't take those.
It's just
I sniff it violently in the face.
All right.
Just
you're a little tempted. There's not a whole lot of witnesses out. You could probably bite it and it would be but you do get a few bugs that kind of try to crawl on your nose and you and eat it. You enjoy it. It's pretty nice. Yes.
Is there a ram in the vicinity of the area?
Make a perception check.
Not like a full ram, but sheep.
A male sheep.
Yeah. 50.
Not in this particular field that you can see immediately.
That sucks. I wanted to target that Kepesk.
Just grab it and wind it up like a toy or something. just shake it. Physically lift it. Just
turn its tail like a crank.
That would piss it off.
Abstract. Just.
All right.
Sorry.
So,
let's continue.
What would you like to do?
I'm gonna continuing in the direction that I came from, but outside of the fence. I'm gonna start shuffling through the grass to look for clues.
Okay.
Aren't you still carrying the sheep?
No, I'm gonna let it go before I start doing that.
Alright, make an investigation check.
No.
Can I help him?
Sure. Make it with advantage.
Urge to graze.
It's literally the same number. Okay.
Nice.
Wait, can I eat grass?
I mean, you have a human digestive system
That's
as well as part of a deer's. It's kind of weird.
What's inside of here?
Sensitive.
You could eat grass, but it'd be just a normal person eating leaves. It just kind of doesn't. It doesn't really get you anywhere.
Hold on, that's a good question though.
I have
If
double
this
I'm a
body-
Time Lord.
I really don't want to think about it. Let's move on.
Fine.
I'll
This
do a
is-
special episode
this is
on
like-
centaur anatomy.
Like centaur anatomy is not something I wanna like.
Well,
think
like,
about.
not that part.
We're
but, like,
putting into-
organs.
Primarily, you are human with a your lower half.
Okay.
So the primary organs are
Human.
humanoid. So
Ugh.
you wouldn't really want to grass. At the very least, not in this way. You could probably eat grass, but you wouldn't want to eat it off the
Can I
ground.
do it to just see what they do? Just pick up
Just
grass.
just to like to mess
You look
with
like
them.
a
Yes.
person.
Yeah. You eat grass. It's grass.
I'm not paying attention. Looking through
Okay.
the other grass.
As you're kind of like down on your hands and hind legs, taking a look around, you're just like scrabbling around, taking a look around, trying to sniff out anything that, blood or anything like that. You do actually eventually find a point where there seems to have been some sort of scuffle, and there seem to be a few splotches of blood, but you don't identify anything other than there was a scuffle here. Oh, thanks. Ha! I've got coasters. How cool is that? So that's all you find there, and you kind of stand up and you are aware that this is not the only field that contains animals. There are others within visible range.
Are there any
in
with
places.
cows?
Make a perception check.
Where's my perception? 19.
I like that you celebrate before you add your modifier to anything. Just make us wait. All right. So let me lower this a little bit.
Okay, no.
As you take a look around, you kind of scan the horizon. You do see in the distance, there do seem to be, a few other herds of sheep here and there, and you do see on the far distance to the east, there are some cow farm kind of areas. Yes.
Is there a back gate to this?
As you kind of spit out some of the grass, taking a look around, make a perception check.
8.
Looking around, you don't see anywhere where there's an immediate way. There is a main gate, but there doesn't seem to be a back gate. There's like a frontal area where the sheep are able to be let out into the fields.
You see, my plan was to free the sheep.
I mean, you could. It is a front gate that would let the sheep out.
But why?
But
Because they
obviously,
don't-
this farmer's sheep would be released.
They don't want it to be in a panic.
But-
I want to open the gate.
Okay.
You'd also be hurting that farmer's livelihood, though.
As you're watching Orion kind of like trot over, I almost said complaintively again. What is the word? Contemplative. Contemplatively. Is contemplatively a word? I think
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
That's a word.
As you see him walking contemplatively, it doesn't sound right.
It is contemplative.
Okay. I'm sure it is. It's just like it's one of those words.
Just don't say it bad.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. As Orion is walking over, you're watching him walk over to the front gate of this pen.
Ryan, the woods are this way. You really what? Why are we so enamored with these sheep?
I'm gonna walk over and just grab his hand. Just
Okay.
stare him in the
I
eyes
wanna, like,
blankly.
Try to open the gate.
Okay,
I'm gonna-
make a
I'm gonna-
contested strength check.
This isn't gonna work. 5.
5,
7.
7. They're just kind of like awkwardly like struggling against each other. You're essentially like hands like clasped together. You're just kind of like awkwardly struggling with each
Can
other.
I shove like
Make a nature check.
Oh.
Hey, I was right. It was east.
12.
12. You're familiar enough with sheep that you know that if sheep go unsheared, they die.
They die, yeah.
Really?
It's a symbiotic relationship between farmer and sheep. Okay. I'm in
They're
the
also
process.
really, really stupid.
They are exceptionally stupid. Brief, completely off tangent story. Hey, welcome back.
Just information that you
We
need
were
to
at the
know.
beach one time.
We were at the It was me, Levi, and we were just sitting. We had just gotten out of the water. It was a nice day, nice and sunny. We were having some cokes. It was nice.
If
we
I were
about to
there,
head
this
home.
wouldn't have happened.
We were about to head home, and Levi, I don't know what was going
You were
on.
behind
He got
me.
excited.
He got really excited, and he dabbed and slammed his skull full force into my cheekbone so hard it went white for a minute, and I just sat there and like cried for like 10 minutes, and I had a black eye for 3 weeks.
It was great.
Because he dabbed
What
into my
happened?
face.
It looked like he had gotten into a fight. Alright, so
seen
that
the
was
other
an
guy.
important tangent.
It looks really
Um,
stupid.
Oh god.
Oh, right, okay, we're at the front of the gate.
Yeah.
Forgot where we were for a second.
Sorry.
Alright, as you're just kind of watching Kepesk and Orion, like,
Can I try to
like-
flip him onto his
like
side?
poorly waltz, just kind of there. As Argon is like walking, I'm like, listen,
I want to
alright,
yell freedom.
let's not free the sheep. They need farm whatever. Let's just focus on getting paid. It's important.
So were there
It's the only
cows?
thing that matters here.
Argon, there's a missing child that might have been consumed. That's
Let's
something
head towards,
Alright.
we should
let's head
care
towards
about.
the woods.
Let's get the kid
And then,
so we can get paid.
yes.
I'm concerned with all of you, but let's go.
Wait,
Yeah.
as we're going over, how much does a sheep weigh? Just a singular sheep, how much does it weigh?
This is kind of weird.
Thank God, how much does a sheep weigh?
Enough for me to pick it up.
I mean,
A freshly sheared sheep.
it would be difficult. Make a check with disadvantage
A
because
what
it is
check?
not willing.
A what
It's just a straight strength check. It is not a willing being.
8.
8. As you go to like try to pick up a sheep, it's just like and just freaking out in the grass as it's just writhing super hard.
Can I help him?
You're
You're
not
helping
getting
me release a sheep that
You're
Yeah.
just kind of like lifting a sheep. Make a straight strength check since he's helping you.
Can I
9.
start walking away?
Alright, this sheep is way. There's no way that you could lift
I
it
picked
to
the
above shoulder
fattest
height
sheep.
and then like chuck it over the fence. It would land and probably break like all of its legs. And then the outside will eventually be hunted by predatory animals or die of heat exhaustion because of its thick wool.
I'm gonna open the gate just long enough to like push it out
Okay.
and then close it.
You,
back.
you
God.
release a sheep out into the wild as it just kind of like
I like slap
And
it
it
on
stops.
the ass.
as you slap it, it just like.
I'm gonna chase it down.
Why?
No!
Alright.
The hunt
Can I
has
attempt to
begun.
tackle?
Oh my
I
God.
Wait,
I
no!
really
This
wanted-
sheep could lead us to witches.
What?
What?
It's not a bloodhound. It's too stupid to track.
It's a sheep,
But just it has natural instincts.
Oh.
not witch finding instincts.
But no, witches are no. The beings that we are hunting are very feral, primal beings.
While y'all are talking, can I start to try to lead the sheep back into the pen?
Make an animal handling check.
Can I try to eat it? Like tackle it like a lion hunting a gazelle
Make it-
in
first,
the Sahara.
first you make your check.
accidentally
Sahara.
eats Simon.
16.
16. As you you get in front of the sheep, you get its attention, and then you like kneel down and Chris Pratt in
Jurassic World.
Jurassic World. You like sit down and like begin to place your hand on its snout as just as just runs past and just bull tackles the full sheep, just rolls over onto it.
I want to bite its head off.
Okay. Make an
I
attack
want
roll.
that.
Make an attack roll.
Oh shit. 9.
9. It's not a very dexterous beast. Go ahead and roll damage.
Head damage.
There's a
2.
farmer.
Uh,
We are going to end up the ones on the adventure
4.
board. There are
As-
going to be people looking for whoever killed this sheep.
As you say this, Kepesk, and you hear, "What are you doing?" As a farmer wielding like a pitchfork is just like sprinting out to you.
I want to yell,
And
scatter!
he
Just
sees-
falls in the way.
a lizard folk writhing on the ground near a small boy, watching in shock and surprise as this lizard-like creature just kind of savagely bites the poor sheep's head off.
I can't metagame, but there's 2 ways that I could go about this.
As Argon throws his sword
At the farmer?
as the hilt thunk into the guy's head, he just
I thought he was just
passes out on the ground.
I want to loot this. No, I'm just kidding.
Alright, I figured working together would be the best way to make some coin. I figured wrong. What? Why?
Why did you
Can we
hurt
just-
the farmer?
Can we go? Can we go? Can
Let's
they deal with this?
deal with this. Kepesk, leave the sheep body and help me with this guy.
No,
As he
wait.
just
I'm
Just
like
leave
walks
him
over and starts
unconscious
dragging him.
in the field with just
I've
sheep
got an
around him.
idea. Hang on, as he just starts dragging him. As
I'm
you
gonna,
see,
I'm
see
gonna help
watch
him.
All right, as you the two of you carry him, as he looks for a tree nearby and kind of like lets him down next to it.
He's sleeping.
Then looks up and then just like starts climbing into the tree, finds
He's gonna break a
a pretty
branch.
good branch, and then puts all of his weight on it, which isn't all that much, and it's just like it's not getting anywhere. And he tries several more times.
Can I
but the
try to
branch
help pull
eventually
him? Oh, okay.
It eventually, and he falls backwards, managing at the last second to 3-point landing with the branch. Lays the branch up against the dude's head to imply that he was knocked out by a falling branch. He just kind of steps back like, that'll do it.
Releases more sheep. I'm just kidding.
Start murdering sheep. Alright.
That was a pretty good roll. I'm
Wait,
proud of
can we
myself.
just sell these sheep on the market now?
No, he's
Make
not
money?
dead.
This is this man's, this is his livelihood. You killed, like,
Aren't you the one with no concept of money?
this dude has like 7 sheep and you just killed one. It's
So
a
he has-
perfectly good sheep.
He has 8.
Now he has 7. But,
So he had 6.
no.
Okay.
Sure, yes. He has less sheep than he had before. Let's not murder things, okay? Let me just tell you, you can't take other people's property, man. You're not a man.
It's
You're a
food.
lizard.
I
It's
punch
not-
him directly in the face.
Okay. Make the attack roll.
16.
16, as he dodges backwards. He jumps backwards like, listen. Property ownership is a thing. I know I've encountered lizard folk in the past, but let me just tell you, in normal society, people can own things, and it's theirs, and no one else can touch it. It's just theirs. And you kind of touched it with your jaws in a very violent way, which was cool, honestly. It was neat. I think it was style. I kind of dig it, but it was also this dude's property, as the dude is like, and he just
Run.
walks over and hits him again with the hilt of his sword, effectively knocking him out again. Just
Whoa.
as he's just like, all right, killing people is bad, taking things is bad. Let's just stick with those for now, okay? Please, thanks.
Killing people and taking things. Got it.
Will do.
Don't do those, please, okay?
I'm
Now
just
listen.
gonna kind of go back over to the sheep and like try to drag it back into the pen by what's left of its neck.
Simon's
Alright.
trying really hard not to look at the sheep because you're genuinely terrifying him.
Listen, let's just work together. Let's get some gold. Let's get PMS, power, money, and sex. Let's do this, okay?
Post-menopause.
Let's do this. Let's get PMS. Come on.
I'm gonna like.
It just kind of holds its fist out. Simon, you winning? Yeah.
That's about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna start
I just
walking
wanna-
like towards the
I just
forest
want
while
to stop
still
for a moment
searching.
and let's zoom out to the average outlooker.
Like
Lizard
the metal
man.
gargoyle on the wall. Let's go from his view.
Scuttered around a thing. Started eating bugs off a sheep. A man had a seizure against the fence. Sheep started to get loose. People freaked out. Fence was prepared. Seizure man tried to lift one up and put it outside. Didn't work. Lizard man ate sheep.
Lizard
Old
man
man
violently
gets knocked
tackles sheep.
Bro.
Bro. Together.
I just cracked my nose.
Oh, sweet.
I went like this really hard down, and it.
Nice.
It's the other out of my thumb. It's probably my thumb.
Probably your thumb.
I cracked my thumb.
Alright. So, as you gather around, bro fisting, what would you like to do?
Fisting each other.
Go towards the woods.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna move
Alright.
towards the woods too.
As you kind of make your way, passing a few other fields with cows in them, and a few others with sheep and various other crops, you do eventually make your way into the woods, as it's a little after mid-afternoon. As you eventually do make your way into the woods, you're in the woods.
I'm gonna start. Well, are we on the edge?
Wait,
or
what
are we
time is
like
it?
Yeah,
deep in?
you're on the edge of the woods.
Okay, I'm gonna start looking around into.
9:15.
No, I mean,
In game.
Yeah.
It's a little after mid-afternoon.
I'm gonna start looking around for clues, like in the ground and stuff.
Make a survival check.
Can I start looking as well?
Yeah.
Survival or investigation?
Do it. Just you do it with advantage.
Oh. 9 plus, or no, 4 plus
Just give me
3,
the total.
17. I was trying to think. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
It's okay. As you're taking a look around, you take the better part of an hour to search the area, as you're pretty unclear as to where anything might be. As you do eventually come upon some what seem to be humanoid prints or tracks. Whatever it was, it seems to be like skeletal feet almost, with some what seems to be, you're familiar with tracking things with claws. It seems there's the familiar scraping just to the end of where the feet are. That would imply short claws, and that's what you find. You find it continuing southeast.
I'm gonna follow.
Okay.
I want to take my hat off.
You what?
Hat off.
Okay, as you return to your familiar deer-like form, feeling a little bit more comfortable this way. As you're taking a look around, you follow for about another hour as you are taking a look through. As you're traveling, I need Kepesk and Orion to make a perception check.
Ooh.
17.
14.
14. Orion, you hear a familiar, somewhat growling sound, as it sounds like angry dogs, from a little bit to the east of you, a little bit northeast from where you are currently. You hear this faint kind of growling.
Northeast?
Northeast. You're the only one who notices this.
I'm going to tell the others.
Okay. As you notify it,
I'm gonna pull my swords out.
Okay. As you pull your swords out, Argon, kind of sensing danger, does the same.
I'm gonna cast mage armor on myself.
Okay.
I'm gonna activate my
It's just
amulet.
All right. As Kepesk kind of reaches up, sword in hand, touches the amulet that's sort of hung around his neck. That's like basically a gold medallion with a gem kind of shaped like an ice cube somewhere in the middle of it. He just kind of touches it, as the moisture from the air just kind of like draws to you, as ice begins to form over his shoulders and upper torso into this simple ice-like armor that appears. After a few moments, a few very tense moments, nothing happens, and then you hear this
I'm gonna run at it,
Got
screaming,
rabies.
like
It
roaring.
runs towards you
Okay,
as
good.
several wolves break out
Oh.
into the trees. Bam. All right. Roll initiative.
Orion is not gonna like this.
32.
22.
22. That's more.
I have
32.
a plus 13 to Dex.
All right, what you got?
17.
17. Simon, what you got?
5.
5. And then McDude. Ooh. That's a. All right, top of the round is Kepesk. As you are rushing towards this wolf that's just rushing directly at you. What do you do?
Okay, I'm gonna go to stab it with one sword and bite it with the other.
Okay.
With my bonus action.
Not
Okay.
one, you bite your sword.
All right, go ahead and make 2 attacks with your action and your bonus action.
Okay, 19 for the bite and 19 for the stab.
Attack for
And-
stab. That
yeah.
hits.
And 3 plus Dex.
Plus dex, plus proficiency.
Right.
Just get your total modifier. You can write it down over here.
Okay.
I would recommend that because adding each one every time is going to slow you way down.
What attack? Okay. Stab. Okay, attack bonus plus 5. Okay, so it is freaking heck. 3 plus 5. 8.
8 does not hit.
Okay.
All right, so the first attack hits. So go ahead and roll damage for that.
That one. 2 plus 3. Plus my proficiency bonus.
No. It's
No?
just a d6 plus your dex.
Okay, so yeah, 5.
5. All right, as you just try to bite for it, as it kind of goes for your throat as you're going for its, as it just kind of cancels out. As you go to slash it across the side, as it that wasn't a very good dog pain noise, but I tried. As you just slice, boof, as you slice across its side. It looks a little hurt, but it's still very much standing. Up next is Orion.
I want to identify the leader. Like, see if I can.
Okay, make
Or the pack leader.
make a survival check.
25.
25. You immediately spot that it seems like there's one immediately behind this wolf that's very large and imposing. It's black. It's just a black, scary-looking wolf.
These
These
guys
are
are black?
big wolves. Yeah. This one very clearly seems to be the alpha. Like as you scan it, that is going to be your action. You have your bonus action.
Oh, fuck. Alright, I had a different plan, but okay. Hang on.
Well, considering the roll was so high, we could say that was your bonus action. If you want to use your action instead.
Can I cast command on the big guy?
Okay.
It's a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. Does it require a minimum wisdom?
Oh.
And it has to speak your language,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, never mind. We can do the. It was my action, the bonus action thing, but I want to cast healing word. I think it was.
Okay. No one's been
Fine.
injured. Who do you want to
Oh, I
cast
thought
it on?
Kepesk
No.
had been injured. Okay, I'm just gonna chill.
All right.
Hold my action or whatever. No,
I'm
yeah,
not holding your
just
action.
chill.
Okay. So up after Orion is Argon, who is going to he rushes headlong into the center of these wolves, and then just becomes a small whirlwind of blades as he's striking towards different foes.
Lame.
That hits.
He's Taz.
That really hits.
Looney Tunes.
That is a 26. That's the wrong dice. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Alright. That's okay. As you just as several wolves immediately and shy out of the way as you just having these two blades out there, kind of backs off into a parrying stance. As up next is Simone.
Okay, how many wolves are there?
Currently, from where you can see, you see about 3 or 4 wolves from where you are.
Including the large black one.
Okay.
From what you can see.
How far away am I?
You're about from here, maybe 20 feet away
Okay.
from Kepesk and the front leader.
I'm going to cast Magic Missile.
Okay. On which one?
2 of them.
All right. Which 2?
The one that just attacked Kepesk, or that he attacked, and the one that Orion was going to cast command on.
Okay.
2 at the one that he harmed,
Alright.
and 1 at the other.
Go for it.
So that is 5 for the first one,
Okay.
and 2 for the other. Or 3 for the other.
Okay. As you, that was 2 darts at the one Kepesk was attacking.
Yes.
Okay. As you focus, the first 2 both just strike it into the side, and it just collapses into the ground dead. Next missile. How much damage?
That's 3.
3 damage. As the third one, you aim, and it releases, kind of striking into its paws. It takes it, seemingly not terribly bothered. That one. Okay. Up after this, the wolf that you were fighting with is very much dead. He ignores you. The second 2, however, rush up towards you.
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
They both have advantage on this due to pack tactics. That is... Shoot. That's a 15 to hit from the first one.
Nope.
And that is a 10 to hit for the second one. The next 2 wolves reacting to Argon. That actually... Wait. That is a 19 to hit, which misses. And that is... I'm going to miss. And that's a miss. As he just kind of like... just basically smacks them in the face with the blunt ends of his swords as it's just kind of rushing towards him. As his parrying defense counters everything coming towards him. Up next is Kepesk.
Okay. I'm gonna rage.
Okay. That's going to be dexterity saving throw for these 2. Go ahead and roll a d6. That's a success on one and a success on the other. Both succeed.
Lame. 3.
3. Okay, so they take, rounded down, they take 1 point of shocking damage.
Okay. And then I'm just gonna stab the one that was in front of me.
Alright, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Fuck. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
14 hits.
6.
Okay, the one immediately in front of you, having taken the brunt of a lot of this, just, you go to slice it and its throat just kind of opens, like, shockingly wide as it, like, runs down to where its legs begin, as it just and drops to the ground, writhing. It's very much dead. It's that one. Okay. You just slice it in half. Next is Orion.
Okay.
Stop.
I want to cast Channel Divinity, right? I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Which is on the big guy. Wait, no.
Big guy?
Is
Okay,
big
yeah,
guy-
he's
big guy
still up.
No. 2d10 plus level. And
What does it
is
do?
he within 30 feet?
He is one third.
It just gives him radiant damage.
Okay,
So I'm like, ah.
go for it. As
Um,
you focus and Pelor's
Oh, God.
presence behind you kind of bolsters you, and you focus pointing your mace as it just flashes outwards in a giant cone of.
I do
Radiant
a thing to
light.
see if it even hits him. Right,
Oh,
first.
is it an attack roll, or is it a saving throw?
There's no saving throw written down here, so I just assume it's an attack roll.
I believe that is. Okay, that's what domain are you light?
Yes.
Let me check that because I'm fairly confident. Light. Charm divinity. Any magical darkness is dispelled. Must make a Constitution saving throw or takes 2d10 plus your cleric level on a failed save.
Okay.
So it's Constitution save.
Ooh,
Ooh, woo. That's a natural 18 plus 1. So that succeeds, I assume.
So it's half the normal damage?
Let's see. Half as much on a success. So go ahead and roll 2d10, have the result.
I'm gonna say 3.
3.
Yeah.
Plus,
No, plus level. 7, 5.
5.
5.
Okay.
5 to this.
As you point towards it and it just... that was terrible. Wolf noise! As it just...
You're
just
always
kinda-
making wolf noises.
Yeah. As it just kind of like leaps back in surprise as it just kind of singes its fur. That's 5 for that one. Alright. Up next is Argon, who is going to continue his volley of attacks on these guys as he makes 3 more. That hits. Believe it or not, that hits. And that is a miss. So, that's the first one. He just kind of, and it bisects the poor creature. And the second one, yeah, takes a little bit of damage. It's hurt, but it's it's on its last legs. As this one and the large black one are now kind of like limping slightly and a little hurt. As immediately after this is Simon.
I'm gonna take aim at the one that Argon just severely injured and cast Firebolt.
All right, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Whoop. That is a 9.
9 just misses, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
It's just you focus and it flies past him. That was pretty cool. And he continues dodging the attacks of the wolf. Bonus action movement. Okay. Up next, the remaining wolf is going to lunge towards you, Kepesk. That I don't know how I did. Oh wait, well, it was a natural 20, but it wasn't.
Oh, is the
whole.
king wolf dead?
The alpha is still alive
Yeah.
and lunges towards you. Let's see. I need you to make a strength saving throw.
No. I refuse. 17?
17 succeeds. As it lunges towards you and attempts to knock you down, you do take. You raged, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You take. That was. So you take. Shoot, what is it? You take 10 points of slashing damage, reduced to half, so you take 5. And you are not knocked prone by this wolf. As the next one is going to lunge after Argon. That actually has a chance. Yeah, it's 21. What's that? Okay, strength saving throw. He succeeds. As the other one also attempts to knock him down. As it
I thought there was only
does
one
not
left.
succeed. The alpha and then.
Oh, I
the
see.
one.
And the one remaining. Okay.
That's 7 to him. And up next is Kepesk.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, this wolf that's just kind of like fangs sunk into your shoulder.
Yeah, I'm gonna bite him back, and I'm
Okay.
gonna stab him.
All right, go for it.
7 plus 5. 12.
12 hits.
And
Just barely hits.
17 plus
Yeah. it
3
hits.
plus 2.
Mhm.
So, okay.
Great. Go ahead and roll damage for the
Yeah.
first one.
4, 5, 6, 7. 7.
7. All right. As you go to stab into the side and you bite down and you realize it's already limp, as it's just dead in your hands.
Ooh.
As you just run it through, as it
Dead.
very dead.
I want to know what damage I would have done to its bleeding corpse. 6 plus.
Yeah,
plus
more.
2.
It's pretty.
I think I need another one
ragdoll.
because I surprised it.
He's pretty surprised. Also dead. As this wolf is done.
Attack the dead
Excuse
wolf
me.
again.
Up next is Orion.
I want to cast. I think it would be a bit too late to cast Blast because I mean most of them are dead.
There's one wolf left. That is injured.
I'm gonna cast Healing Word.
Okay. Who on?
Argon.
Argon has
Or
taken
is it-
7. Kepesk has taken 5.
Yeah, Argon. I'm gonna cast it on him.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a d4 and add your wisdom modifier.
8.
8. All right. He is back up to full health as this kind of divine energy just and begins sealing his wounds as he's like, "Why didn't you do that earlier? That's really cool. Nice." As he's just kind of looking up at
Why
you.
didn't you do that earlier? Bitch.
Maybe we'll do
Next
again.
is him as he just takes his swords, flips the grip.
What if they were both in that once?
That'd be the stupidest possible outcome. As he just and very surprisingly humanely just ends the wolf as it just dies there. God, I really hate wolves. As he just wipes off his blades. Shall we? Puts them on his back.
Can I see if they have anything on them? I started that sentence confidently.
Fur.
Can I take their
Hey,
pelts?
in Skyrim, sometimes they have jewels and gold on them
Sometimes
for
they have
no
garnets
reason.
and gold on them.
You can loot
They
wolves,
eat people.
and they
I
have
guess.
either just pelts or gold and jewels, implying that they consumed them and you're digging them out of their corpse.
Yep, it's great.
The Dragonborn is like, alright, first of all, the wolves are like, ooh, gem, yum. And then the Dragonborn is like, they might have loot, and like stabs and like guts the animal.
Eviscerates them.
Viscerally.
Yes.
Yes.
If you decide to do that, Orion's not gonna let you. But I want him to like pray over the bodies
Okay.
of just being like thank you for not
As-
thank you for your sacrifice, but like
Thank you for your service.
I will freaking
As-
kill you.
As you lean down, and just kind of lay a blessing and prayer over these guys, understanding that they are
they were
hostile
just
creatures,
literally protecting their territory.
either protecting their territory or hunting for food or
Being
sport.
really gay. It's probably the real option here.
As you kind of pray over this animal, as you feel this peace about what you've done. You feel forgiveness and tranquility. As you stand back up, the prayer completed, and move on.
So I'm gonna continue in the direction we were going.
Okay. Go ahead and make a survival check with advantage to try to find where you left off, essentially.
Can I help?
It's already
Oh,
got
he's
advantage.
already got advantage.
18.
18. You managed to come upon the trail that was previously there. You continue following it as another hour passes, as it is now late evening, or rather early evening. It's getting pretty late by now. As you're beginning to notice, it's darker and more swampy here, as the whole area is just kind of boggy. As you're stepping into it, your feet are sinking into it an uncomfortable amount. The smell of marsh and rotting eggs is really heavy in your nostrils.
Kepesk is at home.
I
He's
Kepesk is
happy.
like, this is
Pretty,
nice.
he's pretty
Just
chilled
like
out.
Levi, who
I actually
likes
super
the
duper
smell
love.
of marsh water.
I love the smell of the salt marshes here. It's my favorite
Go
smell.
back
in the
to
world.
the swamp where you belong. Don't have a sword immediately within grasp, unfortunately.
Yeah, you do.
Well, no, not within grasp. I have several in my room, but not within
Yeah, you
grasp.
do.
Oh.
We both did that in
It's
sequence.
a perfect sync. Almost as if it was rehearsed or done before, perhaps. Anyway, as it is more swampy here. How dare you! How dare you have fun! It's not allowed. So, as you're beginning to continue on, you're eventually kind of coming through, and you see hanging from the tree, you hear this faint, like, chiming sound. As you begin to continue further, you eventually see, like, what looks to be several dangling white objects, cylindrical, just kind of dangling from a nearby tree.
Are they low enough to swipe at?
As you get closer, you take a look at them. This does seem to be the origin of the sound. Is it just like ting, ting,
Oh.
ting, ting, tinkling
I thought
as
it was
this
legs.
wind chime?
Crazy bones.
As you look, they are bones. It
Breathe.
is a wind chime made of bones.
Yay.
As you look around this area and you see one or two others scattered around this general swamp-like area.
I'm gonna cut one down.
Okay. As you kind of climb the tree just halfway enough to it.
I'm gonna put it.
That's
in my
that's not the
sack.
sound that bones make when they hit the ground, is it? Clunk. Bone noises
Kerchunk.
as clunk as they hit the ground.
Do you
I'm
need
gonna-
to add in an edit of like the skeleton guy going like,
It's October.
can I like investigate?
Yeah, as you take a look at this, it seems to be bones. Make a medicine check.
Child.
Maybe your child.
23.
23. One or two of these are distinctly very human, or humanoid at least.
How
It's just a
big?
head.
It seems to be of adult size. It doesn't seem to be that of a child.
She
But
was a
there's
very
few other
fat
animal
baby.
bones. Like a colossal baby.
Oh,
That would be
God.
terrible. A
Small
man-sized baby.
I guess that's what we really all are.
I mean, yes, but like,
Paul Bunyan.
with the proportions of a baby.
Yeah,
still.
that's true.
Anyway, it's
Uh,
not a baby.
Well, I'm gonna put that in my sack.
Okay.
I have a sack. Hey.
All right. Yeah, you put the bone wind chime in your
didn't-
sack.
I forgot about that and was like actually like, oh. I was confused because I was like,
my
you're
own-
made of scales.
and, like,
into my
chip off my-
pouch.
Ugh.
Anyway, so do you collect the bone wind chime?
I'll explain what I was just thinking. Michael.
We
Okay,
don't
I'm
want
gonna.
to-
I'm gonna.
All right.
I'm
as
gonna
you
continue down.
All right. As you
down the
continue
following-
further, following this area, you begin to see a few more of these bone wind chimes, and eventually you see, kind of impaled into, you know how like spruce trees sometimes have those like protrusions out of them that just look like spikes.
Mm-hmm.
For
There's
I
a
have
few trees
no
that-
idea.
Yeah, you've seen them. As you see a few of these, you see up hanging in some of the low boughs like this, what appear to be entrails, just kind of impaled on this, as you see like intestines and a few other various internal organs.
Sam
I
was like hugging himself.
Okay.
I want to put on my hat and make myself look like a decrepit old man.
All right. As you do this, you do look pretty, like the guy in the alley, a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. Okay.
gonna
you
pretend to be
look
drunk.
pretty homeless.
What is?
Fortunately, disguise self does not produce smells, which is very lucky for you.
Darn.
Speaking of smells, Argon kind of takes his mask and pulls it up over his nose, as the smell now is pretty bad.
Is it of dead?
It is
Okay.
of rotting flesh.
Great.
Wait for it to talk to.
What? Never mind. Just gonna keep going.
Okay.
Well,
I want to trail behind.
Okay.
Like at the distance where Like I want to nod to you guys and be like, I have a plan, and then like far away to where I could pretend to be following them.
All right.
Because I'm just a homeless man that's like, what are these adventures?
Okay.
Great.
All right. As you
Awesome.
continue on, you see there's like it's almost like birds' nests, in that there's just these groupings of like entrails and blood and.
What is this, Outlast?
Oh, God.
It's like it's almost like a gore pit from Doom. It's pretty bad. There's just piles of
Like
entrails.
dumping grounds where they're just like, ugh. Does that what it
I'm
look like,
gonna,
or is
like-
it very strategically
Can
set?
I look through one?
It seems like placed like as you're looking. It seems to be placed almost like a border,
You're
like it's a wall.
14, aren't you?
He's terrified.
Yeah.
He's like gonna cry.
Oh, I was gonna be like, I let you ride my back, but I'm an old criminal.
So he's just floating
He's
in
floating
midair
behind you.
him. Just
Alright.
like, yeah, this is okay.
Simon, make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh jeez.
I say that it's wise to leave this here.
Ooh.
Oh
Ooh.
wait, you're a
It's a 20.
child.
That's 20?
Yeah.
Okay. As you look down at this gore, you think for half a second, not even half a second, of the people that once contained these organs. And you immediately realize that's a bad idea. You banish this thought from your mind. Focus solely on the child that you were headed to rescue. Steel yourself. Take a deep breath. Think better of it. Don't take a deep breath. It smells pretty bad. And then just continue on stoically. Surprisingly.
Alright.
Can I search through one
I'm
of
gonna
like
pull
the
my-
nest of good?
Make a...
I'm gonna pull the scarf part of my cloak like up over my face.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright, yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check.
We need Orbeez on hand for sound effects.
Chop it up and feed it to people.
9.
9. You're looking around, it's just like blood and guts in this. Taking a look at it, it seems to be part of a circle that extends out past your vision as
Like
you're walking.
they're
towards the
individual
center.
nests that are kind of.
It's not exactly a nest so much as just like rings.
Oh, okay.
How many people have
Yeah.
been going missing unnoticed?
So anyway, as you look around this various entrails, it's difficult to tell whether or not these are from humans. I mean, judging by the bones, you assume that a few of them might have been, but it's difficult to tell a human small intestine from a sheep small intestine. Except when you're eating it, there's definitely a difference in the toughness of the meat. It's something very high class that the rest of the party would not understand except for Kepesk.
Yes. Indeed.
We don't have
I'm gonna
parts.
eat some.
It
I'm gonna
is
pick
rotten.
a little out of the tree.
Like all of it is rotten.
okay.
Like you couldn't.
You would not eat that.
Okay.
It would.
Yeah.
It's a
I'm
bad
just gonna
idea.
keep going.
You're pretty full too. You ate a sheep.
I ate a sheep head.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Still a good amount of
That's
material.
that's
there.
pretty.
As you continue on, you eventually come upon what seems to be
Some calm music for the entrail forest. Sorry.
The entrail forest.
oh yeah. Let me.
The
You know what?
entrail of tears.
Oh no!
That's not a good thing.
I am offended for both me and my ancestors.
Me and my 1/16.
Oh boy.
I have a family of ancestors.
Yeah.
So does everyone.
I have relatives, and I'm offended.
These are two separate ideas, and in fact are not related.
All right. Yeah. Excuse me for not playing the correct music.
No,
Here we go.
It's
just kinda wasn't
just the
thinking about it.
adventure music.
I didn't think about it either.
All right. Intro for this music. As you continue on, you see what essentially seems to be the ground just kind of sinks into like a pit with like half a cave over it. It seems to be like just a super shallow cave, and you see around it are like several candles set up around the outside. As you look in, you see as you look in, it's rather dark inside, but you can see facing away from you, kind of rocking back and forth, is this short, kind of with like green tattered clothes and long greenish white hair, dangling down is just this figure that's just, for visual purposes, I gotta, it's just rocking back and forth. I'm sure that sounded great on the audio, but you just see this figure rocking back and forth.
I'm gonna sprint at her and stab.
As it kind of begins to stand up, and you see
Just
as you're running for it, you
continues.
see it set down into what seems to be a crib, is a small child.
Huh.
It like a 2-3 month old child as it just sets it down. As you run over, she's as you look,
Steam.
as you see her face is just this gnarled, hideous, covered in warts and scars, and like parts of rotted flesh that looks like they've been picked at, and like little bits of pus that are squirting out, and these two horrifying, bloodshot eyes.
I want to
that
throw
are
up.
deeply sunk.
Just actually just.
Make a Constitution check.
Wait, but I'm trying to throw up.
You're trying to throw up.
Yeah, I
Make a
want
Constitution
to.
check.
10.
10. You're just kind of like. You're not really getting anywhere.
Damn it.
You're kind of dry heaving. It's not really. You're like. It's not really getting there.
That's good.
As you see this horrible face,
Still
go
gonna
ahead and
continue running though.
go ahead and make an attack roll.
Litness. 15.
15. One moment, please. Forgive me for not writing this down. I should have written this down.
That's okay.
Boop, 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 boop. 15 misses. Stop. No. Alright. As you slash towards her, she just kind of and jumps backwards out of the way.
God.
You see these horrible, gnarled hands with long claws.
I'm
You see
extremely
the feet.
aroused.
She just...
Kepesk is into that.
You're bothering Auntie Rhoda's nap time. That's not alright, young man. I'll be back for you. And runs off into the woods.
I want to pick up the baby.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Is it-
chase after her.
And she's just running past you.
I'm
Did
gonna chase
anybody
after
get a
her.
description of this child?
Child.
Fuck.
It's a 2-month-old.
It's a child.
No, but
It's a child.
2 months old. A
It's
wrinkly
not all
skin
2
set.
months old look
It's
the
a
same.
baby. It's a baby.
They don't all look the
We're-
Yes,
It's
they
a
do.
baby.
They're identical. It's a baby.
We're looking for a baby.
What?
This is a baby.
It's a baby.
What? What description would you want of a baby?
I mean, eye color.
She's got
any
like
signifying
hair.
factor.
No, I'm sorry. She doesn't have hair or eyes. Really.
So it's just a blank face. It's
Oh,
just a
no.
baby
I mean,
doll.
like, what if we're
Slender
like,
baby.
we
Oh,
found
no.
your baby, and it's just somebody else's baby.
Well, then you have a baby.
We brought you.
You can raise it as
Is
your
this your
own.
child?
Okay.
I'm gonna chase
It's
after
reverse missing
Make-
child.
Make a
poster.
survival check.
Can I still see her?
She's heading off.
Can I try to cast
17.
hold person?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm the only person that just like concerned for the actual child.
her.
Alright, that's a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah. As you kind of like point towards it and grasp, she snapped. Oh, that didn't work. I'm now freaking. Her head snaps back towards you at a freakish angle as it's like craning awkwardly. She just and runs off.
Oh god.
Seemingly, it doesn't take effect.
17.
17. As you're running, she is beginning to outpace you. The terrain where it is
She's like hardcore parkour.
yeah.
Just like,
It's really creepy and really something. So you're just flaring wildly as she's running out. As she eventually takes a turn and you follow and you lose sight of her.
Okay,
As
I'm
she
gonna,
just
I'm gonna
completely
head
that's
back.
terrifying.
Um,
You're just like ha ha,
as
right
you-
on the trail, and then you turn the corner and she's just gone.
Yeah.
Like,
As you come back over, and you pick up this child as it's and it's it's flailing slightly. It's a baby.
oh, wait,
lick
I want
my
to
lips.
not look like a decrepit old man
Okay,
anymore.
take your hat off and
Yeah.
you turn back to centaur form.
I
as it
lick
just
my
kinda
lips.
reaches slightly towards you.
I want to hold it up my face.
Okay,
'Cause-
it's just kind of like eyes half closed, like places its hands against her face. It's just there.
You take 4 points of psychic damage.
Its mouth just opens as wide as
Oh
like
my
God.
unnaturally.
It's just her.
I'm really sad none of you have seen a botchling from The Witcher.
What the fuck is a
Botchling?
botchling?
I'll pull it up on Google Images later.
That's what they call
But
me in middle school.
with that, what are we calling this one?
Entrail.
Botchling.
Entrail of Tears. That's
Can
pre-
we do that?
That's pretty good.
That's pretty.
All right.
Up, my dude.
Thank you very much for joining us. We will see you in the next one. Goodbye.